Hey everybody, this is Carissa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs. Today I'm sharing this adorable card I created using Waffle flower craft stamps and watercolors. I recently was contacted by Waffle Flower Crafts and offered a gift certificate to pick out some stamps and create a video with. So I picked up that adorable little thankful mouse stamp. Then I also got this Poppy Hawthorn stamp. I love the flowers and I can't wait to share with you what I make with that. But we're going to be using this stamp set today. This one is called Bear Hugs. And then I couldn't resist this one with the giraffe. That one is called Group Hug. And then the last one I got is called Peony Bouquet, which is another really pretty floral set. So I will have additional videos using those stamps in the future, but today we're going to use this one. I am going to do some no line watercoloring with ink on 3, and I'm using hot press paper today by Stonehenge. I like this paper when I'm stamping and watercoloring because it's smooth. The watercolors I'm using are by Prima Marketing, and I'm using the Woodlands set. This just had pretty much all the colors that I wanted to color in the little critters. So for my brushes today, I'll be using my Silver Black Velvet, mostly the 2 and maybe the 6 for the background. So I'm going to start off with some real time just on a little portion of the fox. This is how I will color all of the critters, but I sped it up later just because, you know, watching paint dry and everything, it takes quite a while to watercolor something like this. And I just wanted to show you quickly how in real time how slow it actually goes. Sometimes when we watch videos here on YouTube, it is by the magic of video sped up and we can get a whole card done in 15 minutes. But in reality, this took about an hour and 20 minutes from start to finish. When I'm watercoloring stamps, I like to do wet on dry. So that just means my paper is dry and I bring in the wet pigment and then I will spread it out with clean water, and that gives me the nice gradient and shading all together. So I start laying down the pigment where I want my darkest shadows to be, and then I will pull it out with clean water to create the highlights. This technique makes it very easy to create your shadows, and you don't have to really think a lot about it. Just lay down that pigment, and then as that area is still wet, if I want to deepen up any shadows, I can drop in more pigment, and then because it's wet, that paint will just start to blend, and then I can wash off my brush and blend it out so it's not one solid color. I still have that gradient, and I'm still creating that shadow and highlight area. I do leave a few white areas around the image just to create additional highlights, and that's about it. So I try to jump around the image when I'm watercoloring, because if I lay down a new color next to an area that I just painted, I have the potential to have some bleeding and create some colors that I don't want. So I try to pick areas that aren't next to each other, which this image is great because it has all of the critters kind of hugging, and so we've got arms there and different things that break up the image a little bit, so I can jump around quite easily. For the pig, I didn't have a pink in this set, so I mixed the kind of beige color with that reddish color and added quite a bit of water to create this pink, and I was really happy with it because I was a little bit worried at first. I didn't want to use more than one set because I wanted to show you how picking up just one watercolor set, if you're new to watercoloring, is all you need to get started. You can really create your own colors within a set, and that is exactly what I did with this image. So you can see I'm just jumping around to the different critters, leaving some space in between, and bringing and kind of just laying down a first layer of color to start the image. When I want to start coloring the bear, that image actually kind of touches everything else, so I did use my heat tool to dry the other areas, and I really don't mind doing that when I am coloring a stamp, because I don't want to set it aside and wait 10 or 20 minutes for those areas to dry. I just want to keep watercoloring, and so having a Ranger heat tool or something that isn't super high heat is perfect for setting those other areas so that you can keep coloring. So that's another tip, while you're watercoloring, or if you don't have an image that has a lot of space in between that you can jump around, definitely use your heat tool. You can dry those areas and then keep going. So I'm just going to keep coloring. You can see I've sped it up quite a bit here just to let you kind of see the image come to life. That's my favorite part of coloring stamps, is having that image just come to life with color. So I'm going to add a bit of this like shadow gray color for the spots on the little kitty cat, and also to color in the rest of the fox. I wanted it to kind of be white, but not really, so I just watered that color down quite a bit to create this shadowy gray. And then for the bunny, I did want that to be white, so I started with this gray color in the set, and now I'm mixing in a bit of that blue because I didn't want it to be gray, but I didn't want it to be blue either. So mixing those together gave me this really nice white shadow look, and for that to create the white, I don't bring the pigment all the way through the image. I leave a lot of white space in it, but I'm able to create the shadows with that color, and it just gives it more dimension. So here I am, I'm using my heat tool again just to set all of that, and now I'm going to go in and deepen up some of the critters. This is called glazing, so when you are watercoloring, if you want to deepen up areas, you can come in with that same color and it'll darken it up, or you can use a different color. So I use the more reddish brown color in this set to make that fox more of a brownish red instead of like a red fox. I just thought that it gave it more interest, and now I'm just using that same pink that I mixed before over the darker areas, or where I wanted more darker areas on the pig, and just lightly glazing over that area. And I'll continue doing that on each of the critters using the same color that I used initially, and by layering up the watercolor, because watercolors have a transparent tendency, you're able to get those shadows when you layer even the same color on top of that color. And while Prima marketing watercolors aren't completely transparent, so they're not as transparent as, like, say, my Daniel Smith watercolors, they still have that quality, and you're still able to get that look. So I'm going to go ahead and mix a darker brown using some of the black in this set, and you can see I have also a scratch paper off to the side so that when I do mix colors, I can test it. So I tested that blue-gray mix first before I started coloring the critter, and that's also something that's really good, really handy. A lot of times when I am cutting down watercolor paper to fit on a card, I have these scraps left over that aren't really going to be usable on a card or anything, and so I can use those to test my colors. Okay, so while I finish up coloring, I want to mention a couple of things. It is Black Friday today, and so there's amazing crafty deals, and Waffle Flower Crafts is no different. They have some amazing specials going on right now. So on their last chance items, you can get 50% off. It's a flash sale that's going on this weekend, and then there's a grab bag event going on, and it ends tomorrow, and these are amazing. They're $25 each. They have a stamp and die combo, and a die grab bag. So 3 different grab bags are available. And the cool thing is that it's a mix of old and new products, and there's no overlap in the 3 different grab bags. So you could get all 3 of them, and you won't have any duplicates of dies or stamps, and it's you're getting up to 3 times value in each grab bag, so it's a crazy good deal. I can't wait to get mine. I'll definitely share them here on my channel when I do, but by the time I get them, that event will be over, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew that was going on right now, and that ends tomorrow, November 30th, so head over there, check it out. I will have a link below. I am an affiliate with Waffle Flower Crafts, so if you use the links below, it's so helpful to me. I'm able to continue to bring you great videos and try different companies and stamps and products, and there's no charge to you to use my links. It's the company who actually gives us a small percentage of your purchase, and it just helps us to keep bringing you inspirational content here, so I would appreciate that, and it's a crazy good deal, so check that out. You can see I have started the background, or a little bit of highlighting around the image, and doing that was wet on wet, so I like to wet my paper first when I'm doing backgrounds and just drop in the pigment, let it blend out on its own. Since I was doing no line coloring and the image, I lost the features on the face, so I just took a color pencil. I'm using the Polychromos color pencils today, and I didn't use a black, but I used a really dark gray, and I drew in those features back, and I just followed the stamp off to the side to see where those eyes and little mouths were, and added those back in so they didn't look featureless. And these images are super simple to do that. A lot of times I don't like to do no line coloring because if they have really intricate features, I can never get them to look quite right, but these are super simple and I think they look great. I decided, since I had the pencils out, I would deepen up a little bit of the shadow areas using similar colors to the watercolors that I used, and just kind of create a little bit more dimension on each of the critters. I don't go over the whole image with the color pencil because I didn't want to lose the loose watercolor look, but I did want to give it a little bit more depth, and so adding just a bit of shading with a color pencil over the watercolor gets that look. And then also I was able to add in the little fur details back to the image using the watercolor pencils, just like I did, or not the watercolor pencils, but using the color pencils just like I did for the eyes and the mouth. So that just brings that image back to life even more. So I really loved coloring this image. It was so relaxing, and very therapeutic for me to do this image. It's so cute. I love the sentiments that come in this set. So you get the large stamp main focal image, and then you get tons of different sentiments. I ended up using "Thank you for being my tribe" because I want to send this to one of my friends, and but there's so many other ones that could fit for thinking of you cards. One of my favorite ones is "A bear hug makes us feel safe." I mean, that is so cute. So here are some close-ups. You can see all of the details that I added back in with the colored pencils. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video on social media with your crafty friends or anyone that you think might enjoy it. And I just want to thank Waffle Flower Crafts again for inviting me to create this video using their products. And I can't wait to show you what else I'm making with these stamps that I got. Until next time, stay creative, be inspired, and share that with others. Bye.